when you've dealt with men that have taken advantage of you, you love completely different. You don't love the same way that you once loved before. And I realized that because of how used I was in my past relationships. I don't love the same now. And it's actually really fucking sad. When a man takes advantage of you and uses you and you find out, it is the ultimate betrayal for me. I got used in 2 relationships back to back, and I didn't even realize it until I was fully out of it, maybe years later. I was with this guy for 3 years, and he moved in with me, and we had a relationship or whatever, and then we lived, because I lived with my sister, so he moved in with me and my sister. I had my own room, like that. And then me and him eventually moved out and got our own place. And around this time, I was making a lot of money. I worked at Best Buy. I was like this Apple expert, some shit like that, and I was making a lot of money. And because I was working at Best Buy, he was a gamer, so I would buy him all these games and stuff. Just spent mad money on games, and around that time, because I was making more money, he was working at Walmart. I was making more money, and way more money. So I was paying the majority of the rent, and I was buying groceries. I was so young. I was like 22. These 2 men I'm speaking about were a lot older than me. They not so much older than me, but a significant amount where manipulation could come into play because I was so young and naive and new to these experiences. So I held him down for a while. Like, I was paying the majority of the rent, groceries, everything. We eventually break up for various reasons. There's a lot of stories that I can tell over that relationship. But that relationship is where I really discovered my self-worth and my self-identity and like who I was outside of any relationship in general. But there was something that I did that I didn't even realize until I was outside the relationship. Because he was controlling the money, and I was paying majority of everything, but I allowed him to control the money, and it was my money that he was controlling. So there were instances where we would go food shopping, and he was controlling what we would buy. He was a real like workout junkie, so he would buy. It's like he could get snacks, but it was like the snacks that he wanted. It was like I couldn't get certain snacks. It was only certain times we get certain snacks. Like, he was trying to keep us on track, I guess, for like money wise and stuff like that. But it was such a control that I didn't even realize it. Like, and it was my money. I didn't realize this until I got out of the relationship. And so I'm with my sister, and I'm in the store, and I'm asking her if I can buy something. Mind you, it's my money that I'm using. That's how fucked up I was. I didn't even realize how I was being used, how I was being manipulated, that I still felt the need to ask somebody to use my own money. So that really fucked with me to the point where now I don't trust nobody with my money. I don't just like to spend money on a man. But there's so many other instances where money and men and being used has come in the forefront. Then I dated this other guy, and this other guy, he came to my life very sporadically. I was struggling, and I should have known. And he ended up staying with me. And this guy was so intellectually stimulating. So he came in with all these ideas and grandiosity, like just very intellectually stimulating. So it was a manipulation in a level of thinking that I've never been on. And I thought that I was elevating because this man was, intellectually stimulating me. Meanwhile, he was intellectually manipulating my ass. So I was spending all my money. Every time I would go to the store, I would put myself behind on my rent, just giving this man money, thinking that we're falling in love. And we're not falling in love. He's just using me and my money. I introduced this man. I'm a model now, so I introduced this man to my agency, and he takes over the entire agency, all my agency friends. And I'm still not aware that he's using me yet until one of the guy friends that I'm in the agency with sends me screenshots of him sending like memes of him, like when you're using a girl, like, and stuff like that. And then it clicked fully clicked when I went to the store one day, and he's used to me going to the store and asking and getting whatever he want, and one day I'm like, no, I don't have it. I don't have to give to you. You done clean me out, nigga. And you know, being used is not fun. It makes you feel like you give too much. It makes you feel like no one likes you for you. It's just, and I didn't have much, but they were willing to take. Even when you hold someone down, they're still willing to take. And then I ran into a couple other men where if I didn't give them money, they were mad. You know, it was a thing where I was learning the lesson of money and men, and that's why when I hear sometimes some things that Sheriff Seven says, I can relate and I understand it, because these men will use you. That guy was a homosexual. Like, he was literally hopping. He had no home. He was hopping from house to house to find a woman to take advantage of, because he did the same thing to another woman, and he's done it and done it again. And now he's in jail. These men out here will make you feel like love and loving when you like, when you think about love and like when you were a child and when you were like in high school, it's completely different. When you get older and you experience things and you experience men and how and what they can do to you, it gets really dark really fast. That's why I don't think I can ever love the same way, which is so sad. I don't think that all men are like this, and I know that, but like, it's, how do you love when you're still afraid that someone's going to take advantage of you? Because most men do.